Be inviting Tosan Okome to tell us about Precedes, cultivating research skills for underrepresented voices in Africa. So please give Tosan a round of applause as she comes to the stage.
Hi, everyone. I'm told there was a session before mine, so I'm as shocked as you are. Can I have a penny, please? Okay, am I supposed to sing? I need my slides, please. We're good? Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Delighted to be here, of course, and let's get straight to it. Oh, it was upside down. Thank you. My name is Tosan Okome. I'm a registered nurse and midwife here in Nigeria and practicing full-time. But curiosity led me to explore opportunities beyond my routine at the bedside. Particularly, I took up interest in research and data analytics, and open source has been pivotal in my journey. From giving me my favorite data tool, R. Do we have R users here? Just me, okay. And also giving me opportunities to hone and showcase my skills. So currently, I lead the research focus group at Chaos Africa. If you've been meaning to join, feel free to say hello. And more recently, I became the director of research for the Precedes project. More on that to come. I have quite a bit to share today, so I'll just dive right in. So there's a problem. My talk is titled Cultivating Research Skills for Underrepresented Voices in Africa, but in reality, Africa in itself is an underrepresented voice. Now, we make up a whopping 18% of the world's population, yet we contribute less than 1% to the global research, to research globally. We also bear the largest burden of disease at about 25% for a continent, and yet our contribution to healthcare research is under 10%. Now, this 10% includes research in both basic sciences, in clinical sciences, and in public health. So it's split among multiple fields. That's a pretty low number. Now, it's not due to lack of brilliant minds in Africa. I mean, there are so many brilliant minds in Africa, a lot of which are seated in this room right here. But the thing is, these brilliant minds are forced to work in a system that is rife with challenges. And some of the most common ones, unsurprisingly, is a lack of funding and infrastructure. So most African countries will actually attribute less than 1% of the country's GDP to research and development, which is funny because research is the backbone of innovation, and innovation is the backbone of economic sovereignty. So why not invest more? And in that 1%, a whopping, let's say 90% is attributed to what we call senior researchers. These are the associate professors and professors and researchers that are institution-based. So early career researchers and independent researchers are basically left to fend for themselves. piggybacking on the first challenge is the second challenge, which is a lack of research training and mentorship. The poor funding impacts the quality and availability of research education in the continent. And these, the mentors, the senior researchers are often overburdened by their own administrative tasks to effectively promote mentorship or collaboration in the field. A solution. One of the ways we can lower the barriers that research education faces in Africa is by promoting open science education in the continent. You were supposed to see this bit by bit. It's not supposed to come up at your face all at once. The animation is not working, but that's fine. So some common practices in open science, but this is not all, of course, there are more. We have open access, open data and methods, open peer review, open software, citizen science, and engagement. Now, open access will help increase visibility of African research and also lower research costs because it eliminates the exorbitant fees and bureaucratic processes that researchers and consumers of research have to go through when they want to either publish their work or read a research work. Open data and methods will ensure that not only are more Africans doing research, but more Africans are doing good and ethical research. Open peer review is a good way to promote transparency, and of course, we all love collaboration. And one of our favorites, open source software, makes sure that research is cheaper because proprietary software can be quite expensive and also a lot more fun. And of course, citizen science and community engagement ensures that the masses are being engaged and we are coming up with locally relevant solutions. Now, these are not the typical items you will find in research education here. And that's where pre-seeds come in. Again, I wish I had my animation. So when you hear the word research, you typically think of the first character, or if you're over 18, the second character. But the point is researchers are often portrayed as overly gifted individuals with IQs above the roof, but in actuality, anyone can do research with the proper training. Nobody can actually see themselves on this mirror, but you get the point. And that's one thing that Precedes is built on, the belief that anyone can do research. So what is Precedes? Precedes is a beginner course in research, particularly research rooted in open science principles, and it aims to give people foundational knowledge of the subject. We have a community-based approach where we try to make the education open, inclusive, and accessible to all. What shaped our approach? Earlier this year, just before the launch of the project, we conducted a survey to help identify the challenges that people experience in starting research and what open and accessible research means to them. And the three most common challenges, or the three challenges that was rated toply, was we have limited knowledge of research, no access to mentors, and then no access to affordable research. And those are challenges that we are aiming to solve. So far, in the course of about 6 months, we've completed the Carpentries Collaborative Lesson Development Training. It's a 2-part workshop on creating the curriculum and delivering the curriculum. Then we've written and launched Module 1 of the course on the Carpentries Workbench. We've also had a pilot workshop to test the material and gather feedback. We also had our first introduction to GitHub training for collaborators that are not familiar with the platform. Our workflow is on GitHub. Yeah, we've been able to do a lot of this amazing work by sponsors, these supporters, and both organizations and individuals. But there's still more to come. We have many more modules to write. Really, there are many more modules to write. And to publish, we need to expand the community of contributors. We hope to host more workshops and more trainings. And of course, Precedes is all about research education. And Chaos Africa has an arm where people can hone their research skills by participating or contributing to real-time research projects. So it's impossible for a collaboration not to happen here. And in case you want to contribute, you were moved by our cause, we are currently looking for collaborators, contributors in the areas of research education, curriculum development, editors, proofreaders, trainers, facilitators, web devs, designers, content creators, community managers, project managers. And if you have a skill that is not listed here, but you think will be super helpful to the project, feel free to reach out. Yeah, where else will you get a project where you're surrounded by peace and joy on both sides? So meet the core precedes team. My boss and friend is standing over there. And Peace is the director of external communications, and Joy is the director of finance. What questions do people have? Am I the only one hearing crickets? It's fine, let's move on. Yes, I have references. And they are 2 pages long. Thank you for your audience. And that's the link to the sign-up form. And if I haven't convinced you with this presentation, we have cute stickers to bribe you with, so you can pick them up at the table. Thank you so much.